Hi guys, welcome back. So another video. It looks like this is becoming a trend. I'm actually really enjoying the process of creating videos again and recipes and making them allergy friendly and all those great things. However, today's video is a little different. Today is about menopause and weight loss. So anybody else out there struggling through the menopausal phase, especially a lot of us who are post THM, or maybe still you're in it. I don't know. Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you are also struggling with this, or leave me a comment. Share your journey a little bit. So today's video, what I really wanted to do is kind of discuss my personal experience through menopause, weight gain, and what I've been trying, and just kind of my thoughts on things a little bit. So I'll start back a few years ago. Gosh, maybe. Okay, well, let me see. Let me start with a little story. So we moved here to Tennessee in 2020, the fall of 2020. And my parents followed right afterwards, and they came out in February of 21. By March of 21, my mom had had a heart attack. And by May, my dad had had a surgery that was not well for him, but because my mom had had the heart attack, I had quit my job to take care of my dad while my mom was in the hospital because he was not doing great. Then he had a blockage in his intestines. He ended up going in for surgery. He died by May. And then my mom continued to do recovery, but it was rough on her, really, really rough. And she ended up dying by August. So needless to say, 21 was a pretty rough year for me. You know, God was with me through the whole thing. I was very blessed. I made incredible connections here, thank God. I mean, it was just, you know, I had friends and I had support, and my husband was my rock. He helped me through the whole thing. So all that to say, 21 was a rough year. I did not really think about what I was eating. I was just eating what people provided for me. I was doing my best to eat on plan, or, you know, toward my health goals, all those sorts of things. But it was rough, you guys. It was rough. I mean, talk about high cortisol levels, perimenopausal, like all the things. It was just the storm, right? It was just a perfect storm. So needless to say, I did gain weight. I'm about 1 to 2 clothing sizes larger than what I like to be. And I prefer to measure by clothing size than I do by weight, because I learned on THM I can weigh more and be slimmer, and I'm okay with that. Like if I hit my clothing sizes that I want to be in, I'm a happy camper. Right now I'm currently right about a size 12-ish, and I like to be in a 10 or an 8. 8 is pretty small, really a 10. If I could just go down, you know, by like 1 size, 1.5 size, I'm somewhere in that range, I would be actually super happy. But it did leave me with a lot of challenges, because I just did put on weight through that season, even though quite honestly, I was not like crazy overeating or anything like that. I was eating, you know, what people brought and trying to do well, but it was just such a hard, stressful time. And I just think my body, between menopause and that, could not take it. So I started putting weight on. But I will tell you, through THM and through the end season of THM, probably the last year, honestly, I saw lots of women, you know, because I was coaching and I'm still coaching, but not for THM anymore, but I'm still coaching other people that have gone through this season of life as well. I was an admin, and so I got to see that this is just a challenging issue for many. And, you know, everybody just says, you know, calories in, calories out. Well, you know what? That doesn't work. I've been counting calories for over 300 days. I have an app to show. And while I can move the needle a little, it's just a little. And then it kind of plateaus, and then it might bump up. And it's just like, so my goal has to be always about my health, which I will tell you, my last blood draw was phenomenal. Like, it was really, really good. Cholesterol was great. Everything was great. My A1C had been rising, and it was coming back down significantly. I wasn't diabetic, but I was starting to push the pre-diabetic numbers. And so I didn't want to go there. And so, yeah, through a series of just managing my food well, eating really well, healthy choices, I was able to bring that back down. Cholesterol was fantastic. Blood pressure was great, which my blood pressure, well, when I'd have it checked while my parents were dying, it was high. But, you know, maybe that's just part of that process, probably, right? Lots of stress. So anyway, I've just seen a lot of women that continue to eat perfectly, yet their body just will start putting the weight on. It is so frustrating. It is so frustrating. And my heart just would struggle. And so I put myself through all kinds of paces trying to figure out the magic bullet. What's going to make this weight go? And, you know, through the process of changing diets and all those things, I also ended up getting diagnosed with mold toxicity. And so I went on a whole mold protocol for a long time as well. And then August of this year, I got re-exposed to mold. And so I'm back on the detox protocol. Needless to say, my body's been through a lot. I will just tell you this. It is a frustrating journey. I do not have the magic bullet answer, but what I have learned, which I'll share with you, and I seem to see it everywhere, is that women in this season of life, we do well with more protein. And that number is something you'll have to figure out. I'm not giving any hard numbers on anything. You'll have to, you know, do some of those calculators or, you know, watch, you know, people that are actual nutritionists maybe, you know, something like that. But for me, personally, I'm still sticking to some relatively loose numbers of the THM, you know, which was like 20 to 25 grams of protein per meal, and then you'd get snacks in with more. I'm trying to limit snacks more. I cut back my eating time. I try not to eat after 7 p.m. My breakfast, I'm trying to do heavy load of protein, so somewhere around 30 grams of protein range. You know, you do you, whatever works for you. Higher fat as well. And I'm trying to avoid carbs in the morning. I'm trying to go for just a nice like keto style breakfast. So, well, I'll have carbs like I'll have avocado. So there's a little bit of carb in that, but I won't have like fruit or anything like that. I'm also toying lately with avoiding grains. We'll see how that goes. Not avoiding all carbs, just grains for a little bit to see if it helps. I have a wedding, you guys. I have a wedding coming up in February, and I'm going to meet a lot of family. And, you know, I'm trying to just adopt the mindset that this is just what it is and it's how I am, but there's going to be a lot of pictures, and like anybody else, I struggle too. You know, I want to feel good about how I look in those photos, and that's hard sometimes. I mean, it just is. It's just hard. But I am where I am, and I'm going to make relationships and meet people and go do things no matter what. So I'm trying to just be okay, which I'm also trying to dress my body in ways that is more flattering and that I feel good in. So I'm making an investment in that area as well, finding clothes that I think are cute and make me feel better about this season that I'm in. So anyway, personally, that is what I'm doing in this season. Now, what have I done? A lot. Okay. I did strict calorie counting. I was probably right around 1,500 calories per day. And then it was moderate carbs, you know, moderate fat. It was kind of a general, just kind of maybe Weight Watchery sort of diet plan where it was, you know, my fats weren't too high, that sort of thing. I didn't budge the scale at all. And I did that for several months and nothing changed. And then I talked to my doctor, and she said, well, I'd actually like to see you increase your fiber and your calories. So I did that. I raised it up to 1,700 calories per day. And I think I was at about 30 grams of fiber per day. And I tried that for a little bit. And, you know, that would push the scale a little bit, but nothing was making it happen. You guys, nothing was like, I wasn't seeing anything consistent, which I'm not needing it to be consistent every week, but it was even less than that. Like I'd drop a pound maybe over the course of 3 weeks, and then I would just stabilize, and then I'd jump up 2 pounds, and I'm just like, oh, bless. How do you make this thing work? How do you make this perimenopausal, this postmenopausal body function? Like, what are the rules for this thing? I don't know. So then I did switch over and I did the Mediterranean diet. Now I will tell you, I don't believe any one diet is for every person. However, I loved the Mediterranean diet, you guys. I was thriving on it. I just felt really good. I loved the food on it. I don't know. It was amazing. I just loved everything about it. I essentially quit all sweeteners of all kinds, except for I'd use a little stevia here and there. But I was all in it to win it with that Mediterranean. Now, I didn't lose weight. I mean, I felt like my inflammation went down a little bit, but I wasn't actually like losing necessarily any weight, but I felt amazing. But my goal was I still would like to lose, honestly, my goal, 15 pounds-ish, something like that. It's not a huge goal. maybe even up to 20, but that's like my max. I'm not interested in being skinny mini. You know, I'm in a phase of life where I'm okay to be a little on the curvier side. It's cool with me, but I'm a little curvier than I would normally like. This diet though, the Mediterranean plan, just wasn't doing it. Although I honestly feel like I could go back to that plan and live on it. It's just my happy place. I really love it, but there's a lot of carbs in it. And I just felt like they aren't my friend right now for weight loss. I don't feel like carbs are my enemy by any means. I'm naturally drawn to kind of a more vegetarian style way of eating, which that's kind of how Mediterranean is. There's a lot more vegetarian options throughout the day. And then you just have meat kind of interspersed throughout your week. Fish, chicken, and then red meats, you only have like once a month, twice a month, which I have a little bit more than that, but not a lot. But I really loved it, but it just wasn't helping me drop weight. My secret plan is the day I finally am able to drop weight again, I'm going to go back to Mediterranean because it was lovely. So then I did Mediterranean for a while, loved it. And then I bounced off that. I actually hired a coach for myself, and it was an experience. So the coach had me going on a very high protein, pretty moderate fat diet. I was supposed to get like 150 grams of protein per day. You guys, it was so hard. And I felt like I was, what's the word I want to use? Not deceiving, but I felt like I was like cheating on myself or something. Not cheating. I felt like I was dishonoring myself. That's what it is. I felt like I was dishonoring myself, and I'll tell you why. In order to get 150 grams of protein per day, you do need to use some form of protein supplement. So that meant I was eating bars, shakes, anything that could supplement and dramatically jump up that protein count. And that's not me, you guys. I don't mind a bar here and there. I don't mind a shake here and there. I'm totally cool with all of that. But I had to have at least 2 per day to hit that goal. And I try to avoid as many processed foods as possible, yet they became a key component to my diet every single day. And I just did not like that. And I just knew for me it was not sustainable. And I had to give it up. I did 6 weeks with her. I actually gained about 1.5 pounds, which she did encourage me. She said, oh no, if you keep going, it will drop. It does for everybody. Honestly, you guys, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. 150 grams of protein was just way too much. And I didn't feel good. I felt like I was compromising my own values for food, and I had to quit. So I dumped it. Off it went, like all the others, And it's an interesting thing. This kind of reminds me. So, when I was growing up, I don't know if I've shared this before in another video, but for all you who are new here, I can't even talk. For everyone who's new here. So my name is Tina. I should have started with this. And my love and passion is helping women achieve health goals, and especially specifically with food sensitivities. So I've been helping women for many years when they're diagnosed or their family members are diagnosed, finding foods that taste great or recipes that are amazing that avoid their food sensitivities. That's kind of my background. So now my growing up years, I'm going to kind of jump into that. My mom always struggled with food and weight. I mean, it was just a big deal growing up. And quite honestly, we ate a lot of junk food. I was one of those kids that, I could have Lucky Charms for breakfast. I could have pudding for snacks. I ate normal meals too, but I could have pretty much what I wanted to as far as sweet things go. There was not really any limitations in that way as far as they were available to me. I didn't go crazy on them, but I watched my mom really, really struggle her whole life. And I didn't want that same struggle in my own life. And overall, I've been able to pretty much maintain a healthy weight my whole life. I'm a little out of healthy range at this moment. I'm not feeling my best about where my weight is. And so my goal is to get back to that. But I don't want the food and food issues to become prevalent again in my life, which on and off through my life they have been, like maybe many of you. And I don't want them to become obsessive. I don't want, food to be the noise that's in my head all the time. And so somewhere I have to find a happy medium in that. Now, what I've chosen to do overall is focus on nutrition. And that's why that high protein plan wasn't working. I didn't feel like it was overall nutritious for me. It was a lot of protein going in, but I was really, like I said, compromising my value in food nutrition completely. And I had to quit. I had to change and do something else. So what am I currently doing now? I think I've kind of said it, but I'll recap it. Currently today, I am eating a high protein breakfast with pretty much no carbs, other than like if I have avocado fat, I'm trying to have some vegetables, that sort of thing. Start my day like that. If I want something sweet, like pancakes or something, I can do those later. Although I am trying to overall avoid more grains at this moment, just to kind of see how I do with it. And I am limiting the number of carbs. I think I use Lose It app. That's the app I'm using. I'm using Lose It. And right now I think I have my carbs set at 130 for the day, which is moderate. I don't want to be keto. My husband does keto. He loves it. I find if I don't get enough carbs, I start getting a little cuckoo. So I have to have my carbs. So that's what I'm currently doing, is just limiting my carbs. I do have a calorie limit too, and I think it's right around the 16 to 1700 calories per day mark, but that's for me, my body, my size, all that kind of stuff. I do exercise, and I am back to eating really clean foods again, and I feel so much better about that. I cannot tell you. To me, it's not worth it to be thin if I'm thin and sick, because I ate really yucky, highly processed, chemical-filled things that just don't feel right for me and my body. I'm really about trying to find healthy things. Although, I have my rule of, we can do some things for fun too. I'm not hardcore, never do anything fun. I like to do fun foods too. So, but I try to keep the predominant way I eat very clean and healthy as I can. So I don't know if there's a lot of encouragement as far as, I don't have wisdom for you guys as far as weight loss goes. All I can tell you is I'm going to bring you along on my journey. And as I continue to try things and see how things work, I'll keep you posted. Right now, I just started this kind of high protein breakfast idea just in the last week or two. And then the moderate carbs. So that whole thing is just started in the last week or two. And so I'll keep you posted. If I gain, if I lose, I'll kind of let you know. I don't know that I'll share hard numbers, but I will keep you posted on how it goes. If any of you guys have found the magic bullet for losing weight during menopause, perimenopause, share it. Help a sister out. Come on down. Help me. Let me know what you've done that works for you. I'm open, and I've been studying, and I research, and I, watch videos, and I join groups. And I've done it all, because really my heart is I want to be able to help my clients too. And I will just tell you, every one of my clients experienced the exact same thing, eating exactly the same as they always had, yet they just started putting the weight on. It was frustrating to watch, but it was amazing to know that this is just kind of a part of this season, that it can be a little more challenging. So with all that said, this was a very wordy video without a whole lot else going on, but I do hope you'll interact. Leave a comment below, like this video, share this video. Please, would you pray for this channel to grow so that I can reach more people and help more ladies that are dealing with their food issues, with food sensitivities. I love being a resource for that, and I want to continue to grow and help more people. So it was great to have you along with me today. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.